What's good, everybody? It's your boy Penguar here. I kind of want to talk for a little bit about EX raids, so if you guys have got a little bit of time, let's talk about this. Of course, EX raids are the form that you go through in terms of getting your Mewtwo. For those of you that have gotten an EX raid, congratulations. If you got your Mewtwo, congratulations. If you've done multiples, good on you. I've only gotten my one EX raid so far, but I'm very hopeful that it'll happen again, especially if that's how they end up releasing Mew, for all we know. But I really just want to talk about EX raids. Recently, some new information had came out in terms of where EX raids can happen at. Trainer Tips posted a video about it. Silphroad did all of the research. Link to Trainer Tips video will be down there. I do recommend checking it out. I'm not going to go too in detail about it. Essentially, if you're able to find a map that will tell you S2 cells and separate things into like spawn points and all of that, if you can figure out the S2 cells of your city, you can figure out where EX raids are supposedly compatible at. So that's going to be a long story short. Like I said, I do recommend checking that link down there. Check Trainer Tips video, check Silphroad out. Go follow Silphroad. They have all kinds of great information and do an immense amount of work for the community. I do recommend checking it out. But just one little way, if you haven't gotten your EX raid, just a little strategy to possibly talk about. One, it may be based off of your location. If you live, I'm not going to say Sioux Falls, South Dakota, but if you live somewhere like California or Florida, you really need to put into thought just how many people are actually raiding, especially if you are in an area that has a very heavy spoofer presence. Now, we have spoofers. I'm not going to throw names out there, but we do have spoofers in our community, but we don't have like the hundreds to thousands that are probably spoofing areas like California or just uber populated areas where it's more or less pinching pennies trying to get an invite. I say that because there are 40 total invites that are given out at an EX raid. 40 total. Now, if you think about that, if you live somewhere like California, you're probably doing raids with 20 people. You may be by yourself, but you are probably, there's a good chunk of spoofers that were probably included in your group if you weren't going private or if you're not just with a group of like 20-something people. There are probably a fair amount of spoofers in there. So, that being said, if there is an EX raid at those locations, there's probably a good chance that the hundreds of spoofers got that invite, which sucks. It sucks. It would be awesome if Niantic would actually do something about it. And there's not a whole lot that they could probably do, but if they would do something, I just want to accept that that's a thing. They really should just extend how many invites are given out. If they really want to make the EX raid the absolute best thing it could be, they need to up it from 40. 40 is ridiculous. We have more than 40 that probably hit at each legendary raid here, and this is just in Sioux Falls. So that's just my 2 cents on that. But that's just one thing to keep in mind. There has been a pretty fair amount of research done in terms of forcing an EX raid, which is essentially just getting as many people as you can together so that you can force an EX raid, like get 20 people at a specific EX compatible gym. Again, check the link down there. Just at an EX compatible gym, if you can get, let's say 20 people on like a level 2 or 20 people on a level 3 raid, just to the point that it would hopefully trigger that to be an EX raid because there are 20 people or 15, 20 people. I don't know what the number requirement is. I have heard Reversal had supposedly forced it, and then there were a couple other people that had attempted to force their EX invites and that they were successful in it. So just if you can get as big of a group as possible, try to constantly raid at EX compatible places. Essentially, hit up parks, hit up any local park you can, and if there are raids going on at gyms at your parks, essentially just hit those up. Hit those raids. Those are the raids you're going to want to hit. As of, I think Trainer Tips was saying November-ish, 100%, outside of sponsored locations, 100% of EX raids were taking place at parks. It's just something to note down if you really want to continue trying and striving to get that EX raid invite. I haven't been working on it as much, but again, I already have my Mewtwo, so I don't want to be that guy, but I already have my Mewtwo, so I haven't been trying too hard about it. I haven't tried too much at parks. I know a lot of our locals have been trying it very actively, but hopefully you'll see some success in trying to force an EX raid. I really wish that they would just drop the entire system, to be completely honest, or at least just make it better. An EX raid, it should be based off of your rank. An EX raid should be based off of your rank. It should be whether you have the badge that it's at, silver or gold. There shouldn't be a bunch of people that are raiding it for the first time as a bronze status getting the invite over you, in my opinion. At least that's just how I look at it. And I think the way that may possibly be working that way may just be because of the total amount of time that they have vested into it, whereas that raid would be 100% of the time they've spent at that gym. If you have a silver badge, maybe it's treating it as you still haven't hit that gym in a fair amount of time, or you haven't this or you haven't that, even though you did a raid. Now I'm just guessing because I want to find some kind of rhyme or reason for how the EX raid system works, and obviously we don't have any rhyme or reason as to how it seems to work. They told us, they announced how to get it originally. That didn't work out. For the most part. And then they finally came out like 2 or 3 months later of this article that breaks down exactly how to get the EX invite, or to have a better opportunity at an EX invite. And that doesn't seem to have worked out very much. There are a lot of people in town that have gold badges that haven't gotten a single invite yet. I would name them out, but I don't want to just be like, I don't want to just shame these people for not having it yet. I don't want to just be like, you guys didn't get it yet. But I mean, if you keep trying, theoretically you'll get it. So I mean, you don't get it if you stop trying, so definitely keep trying. Continue hitting as many raids as you can, but try to narrow down exactly what you're doing. If you are trying to focus specifically on parks in terms of raids and getting your EX raids, try to work as much in between those raids to try to get those gyms up to gold or up to silver, up as high as you can, just to up whatever this possible chance is to get that invite. Like I said, I wish they would just drop the entire EX raids system. It's obviously not worked, and I think that they've even more or less confirmed that the system doesn't work, in the sense that when they first announced it, they had said in the coming weeks more and more Pokemon will be released into the EX raid system, and as of currently it's obviously only been Mewtwo, so they don't want to scrap the entire idea. But I think that more or less, I think that's them saying that it's not perfect, it's not working, we're not going to release anything. So I'm sure Ho-Oh was originally planned to be an EX raid. I wouldn't doubt that for a second. And then they realized that the entire community do not want to deal with grinding for another one, so let's just let people continue grinding Mewtwo after Mewtwo after Mewtwo for this EX. Well, not like multiples, but you know what I mean. Like every EX raid would be a Mewtwo, essentially. So I think that's why they've kept it Mewtwo. I personally think it would be alright to switch it to Mew if they do want to add a new thing or add a second one. Like if you get an EX raid invite, it's either Mew or Mewtwo. That would be kind of cool, for just the two original legendary icons of the Pokemon brand. I think that would be really cool. I would accept it. It would suck trying to get that invite, but I would accept that. There isn't really anything else that I would honestly accept as an EX raid, because everything else is really just legendary stuff. It's not anything iconic like the original Pokemon. Like, I feel like EX raids are supposed to get you something just overly special, something iconic, something that you absolutely want no matter what the versatility is, and that's Mew and Mewtwo. Let's just be honest. I'm not going to say Celebi, I'm not going to say any of those, but I mean, those will have their own raids. Something was just announced apparently that this year is supposed to be the year for legendary Pokemon, which means the handhelds are going to be getting a lot of special events and a lot of free Pokemon handed to them. And legendary Pokemon will also be happening each and every month this year. So link to that will be down there, of course. I just found out right before this video. But so knowing that we have that many more legendaries coming, I don't know how many of them they're going to put into the EX raid system, but just in Gen 3 alone, we still have quite a few. We still have the 3 Regis, we still have Jirachi, we still have Celebi from Gen 2, we still have Rayquaza from Gen 3, we still have Mew from Gen 1. Like, there's still plenty that they could do with the year. It is only January, so if what they plan to do is legendaries all year, I guess we'll bring on some legendaries, so that'll be kind of cool. But that's more or less all I've really got to say to it. Just, I do wish you guys all the best of luck in getting an EX raid invite. They are a giant pain in the butt to get. I haven't actively been trying, but I have been doing raids here and there to attempt to slide in there, and on at least 2 or 3 occasions now, I have missed the EX raid invite, but other people have gotten the invite from the exact same raids that I did there. Like, I missed a couple on Ho-Oh from Veterans Park and Jefferson Park, the Mewtwo that I recorded. I did the Ho-Oh there that other people got invites from. So it's just, the system's broken. The system needs a lot of work. I wish Niantic would just come outright and say, all right, the EX raid was a bad idea. We'll get rid of it. Here's Mewtwo for everybody to go and hit for X amount of time, like 7 days or 14 days or what have you, whatever they want to do. But I wish they would just scrap it. But unfortunately, for the time being, it is what it is, and we're going to have to just deal with it. Just keep that in mind in terms of just ways to trigger an EX raid. Just if you can get as big of a group as you can together to go fight said raid at said gym at said park, hopefully you guys could manage to trigger the EX raid that happens in your town if multiples don't end up happening. Just study the S2 cells from Trainer Tips video. Make sure to check that. Study how that works in your city. Make sure that you're not hitting a gym directly outside of an S2 cell or that's within the same cell as one that's already EX compatible or whatever have you. Just put as much research into that as possible. I'm still kind of learning on that. I haven't had a whole lot of time to play and really just experience which ones work, which ones don't. I have a list for Sioux Falls of certain parks that are EX compatible and aren't EX compatible. So I've been kind of working on it, but not really. But tell me what you guys think about it. Tell me what you guys think about the entire concept of EX raids, and just, if you approve of them, let me know. I haven't met a whole lot of people that approve of how they have been thus far. I love the theory. I love EX raids as a conceptual idea. If they would have handled it correctly, I think it would have probably been a very great system, but they've kind of dropped the ball time and time again, and even just explaining how to get an EX raid, they've just failed at that. So it is what it is. If you guys like the video, smash the thumbs up button. Of course, 50 likes and I will evolve a shiny Pokemon for you in the very next video, whenever that video hits 50 likes. So stay tuned for that. I would love to evolve some stuff for you. If you like the video, hit that subscribe button. I'd love to see you guys in some future videos. Make sure you're out for Community Day this Saturday. I will be out. It is going from 1 to 4 in my time zone, so 11 to 2 in Pacific Standard Zone. So I hope you all get out there, get yourselves your Surfing Pikachu, and thank you for watching, everyone. I will see you Saturday.